again, but that was cool.
3.
What's up, guys? But at the same time, guys.
Hey everybody! Alright, so we figured we'd make a cool video telling you the process of circuit riders and how that door opened and how everything came about.
Prizes. Basically what happened.
So after a school of worship, after that got over, we were praying about doing a 21 project, which is one of the schools that Circuit Riders has. And we felt like the Lord was like, no, just go to Savannah. So we went to Savannah for a couple weeks, then we went to the UAE. And then in the UAE, one of our friends texted us and was like, hey, I have some friends coming through Savannah, Georgia. Is it okay if you give them a place to stay? And I was like, yeah, it's like, that's completely fine.
We find out there's Circuit Riders, and we're like, what? God isn't taking us to Circuit Riders. He's taking Circuit Riders to us! But yeah, we met them. They were super cool people. Literally, it felt like family, like connections and love for each other. Like already, it was crazy. It was a Jesus thing.
On the way here, we were coming back to Savannah. I was really like, man, like I really have a heart for like SCAD kids and college kids, and I really like want to start reaching SCAD kids, but I don't really necessarily know how. I don't know anyone in SCAD. There's probably 0 Christians in SCAD, you know, like that whole thing. And then when I started talking to them, they were like, yeah, some kids at SCAD reached out to us to come do a Carry the Love tour. And the Carry the Love tour is when they tour around Europe and the US to college campuses and do ministry on college campuses. And I was like, oh wow, like that means there's Christians here in SCAD, and there's actually legitimate Christians in the colleges here.
So we immediately were like, okay, give us the contact information of these peoples, these humans, because we want to connect with them. And so we got the contact info and we met up with the guy, and again, it's like family and bromance for Greg, and it was just this guy, we like immediately became friends, and we were like, man, God's hand is just upon this. And so yeah, we saw his vision for Circuit Riders and we got ignited, and we were like, it was kind of like a reviving in our hearts for Circuit Riders, and we were like, yeah, we want to go do this, bro.
So what's the Circuit Rider people, what they were doing here in Savannah is they were on a scouting trip to like set up tour here pretty much. So Circuit Riders is actually in the month of February. They're coming to Savannah and coming to Georgia Southern and to SCAD to do ministry. And then while they were here, they were like, hey, why don't you guys pray about being touring musicians, because we need that. And so we prayed about it, and we feel like this is like the next thing that the Lord wants us to do. So we're just raising money for that right now.
Yeah, Greg will be the touring drummer for them. Me, I'm not gonna be a female vocalist, because we all know that 80% of Christians are female vocalists So they were pretty covered in that one. But they were like, Leanne, we would love for you to still join our team. You can throw down in evangelism and prayer and ministering to people. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pray for it. I'm gonna pray about this.
I really want to travel to college campuses and just see college kids, or just people in general, just get wrecked by the love of Jesus, you know. And like, if you look at our college campuses, you know they really need Jesus. So I'm super excited just for this opportunity to be able to be a part of something that's A, way bigger than myself, B, is just every night I'm just gonna see people get wrecked by Jesus, you know. It's just gonna be amazing.
But what was crazy is that right after we met with this kid from SCAD who met up with the Circuit Riders, we immediately started meeting like college kids like our age, going to different colleges, and we were like, what, where were these people? But it's like God brought them out, like all out of hiding. And we've just been like, it's been so encouraging to see that there are Christians that's fighting for their campus, for their university, and just warring for Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was super encouraging to us.
We believe that I 100% believe that there's going to be revival in Savannah, and I 100% believe that that's going to come through our colleges as well as our churches. But I think one of the main places it's going to start is it's going to hit college kids, you know. And I 100% believe God's going to part revival in this nation. And us as Christians need to pray and ask the Lord, okay, Lord, like, what do you want us to do to get ready for a greater outpour of the Holy Spirit over this nation, you know? And if that's like go on tour with circuit riders and go preach the gospel to colleges, because that could ignite, you know, sparks of fire everywhere. Or if it's like go serve in your church and get your church ready and prepared for a harvest of a huge influx of people that are coming in. Or if it's just like support people that are going out and doing these things, you know? So we both need $1,500 each in order to go on tour. I won't be getting paid to play drums, so in the end won't be getting paid to do ministry on the team. So I currently have 150.
I have 250.
And Leanne has 250. So pray about partnering with us. We need 1,500 before January 5th. January 5th is the day that tour starts. And we have to have that money in order to drive to college campuses every day for 2 months and pay for gas and food and sleeping arrangements. We'll be with a team of 25 other people.
And just like as an encouragement to you guys, for us, we just feel like the people that's at the colleges now is the next generation, right? And we want to impact the next generation because I feel like the next generation is going to impact the rest of the world. And we need people, we need us that need to go out and revive their hearts, you know, like just take them back to their first love and their true love, so that when that revival breaks out from the young, it's going to infiltrate everywhere, because the young is the ones that's going to own businesses in the next 5 years, next 10 years. And if they're like Jesus loving people and it infiltrates the whole world, like that's going to be like the second coming of Jesus. It's going to prepare the way. But something that Andy Bird said is that he believes that Jesus is raising up a next generation of Jesus loving people, people that love like Jesus and people that love Jesus. We're taking it back to love, and that's what the gospel is about. It's about love, you know? And this generation, there's so much brokenness. It needs love. It needs Jesus' love, because there's nothing else that's going to restore that but the love of Jesus.
When you partner with us, it's not just like, oh, like, I'm going to give them this money and then they're going to go do whatever they do. But like, you are a part of what's going on. And like, we would never be in that position and we would never be able to reach the people that we're going to reach if you guys never gave, you know? And it's not just like giving us money, but like you're attached to it, you know? Because money, like you work for your money. Money is pretty much signifies your life. You know, like you pretty much in a way, you give your life for money, you know? And then when you give your money to something, that shows where your heart is, and that shows where you're putting your life at, you know? When you partner with us, you're literally partnering with us in the spirit realm, you know, financially and in prayer, to be a part of the souls that are affected. And your giving and your support directly affects the souls that will be affected on the Carry the Love tour when we go.
And it's not this whole thing of like, oh, Greg and Leanne is going. It's like, no, and it doesn't even matter who's going, you know, as long as someone is going. Me and Greg, we have availability and we have time for this right now. And that's why God is like, okay, you two, let's go. But I want you to partner, because that's why I created relationship and fellowship, so that it's not just a Greg and Leanne thing, but it's my sons and daughters thing. It's a brother and sister relationship, and they partner together. So we just want to say thank you so much for everyone who actually cares about us and our videos. But like,
Thank you to everyone who is supporting us and who's watching our videos and all that kind of stuff, and who's financially partnering with us and praying for us. And we really appreciate you guys. We would never be able to do this if it wasn't for God telling us what to do and us obeying Him, and B, you guys obeying the Lord and just being a part of what God's doing in the city of Savannah and in the country. So thank you guys so much. You guys have an awesome day.
And Merry Christmas.
Pray and ask the Lord if He should partner with us.
Mhm.
And if He says no, then don't. But if He doesn't say no, then do.
Merry Christmas.